Hi everyone, my name is Nur Husna Shahira binti Muhammad Nizam, and today I would like to present my third assignment for chapter review. Describe the industrial relations climate in your organization. The term industrial relations explains the relationship between employer and employees. Besides that, industrial relations are also known as employment relations or labor relations. The objective of these relations is to unify the number of employees and employer as one big happy family in the harmonious relationship. Next, the significant principles for industrial relations are the collective bargaining between the trade union and employer in order to reach a collective agreement. In my organization, in maintaining a good relationship between employer and employees is their goal. Every day and with every decision we make at Ceridian, we take into account how to make the work environment easier and more enjoyable. People who are employed in better environments are happier and more satisfied. People's work lives have an influence on other aspects of their lives, improve work outside of the workplace. The environment has an impact on individuals. Our standards and principles of behavior are guided by Ceridian's values. They are permanent. They are the bedrock of Ceridian culture. Our principles are associated with what we do and how we do it. They shape our behavior internally both as well as externally. The layout a plan for delivering the brand assurance. Our values are known as our way, and they are: first, customer focus. We listen to our customers with empathy and we care about them. Second, transparency. We are open in the way we communicate and the way we do things. Integrity and accountability drive our behavior. 3. Diligence. Preparation and planning is vital to our success. We establish goals and standards and measure our success against them. 4. Optimism. Optimism is planned behavior that leads to success. It begins with preparation. Preparation leads to knowledge. Knowledge leads to confidence. And confidence creates success. 5. Agility. We are flexible and innovative. We confront all challenges with enthusiasm. We encourage change to achieve success. The code of conduct we are going to interpret reflects these values and affirms the guidelines for how Ceridian conducts business on a daily basis. This code is essential to ensuring a positive experience for our employees, customers, and partners. Describe your own ideal employer and employee relationship. Trade union is an organization that represents employee interests to management on issues such as wage negotiation, disciplinary rules, and working conditions. One of the implications of trade union definition is a trade union not necessarily called as a union. Second, its membership is limited to employees that working in Peninsular Malaysia or Sabah or Sarawak. Third, unions are not allowed in general nature. Fourth, union of employers and employees must be separated from each other. Lastly, union must comply to all legislative requirements of a trade union. In my view, an ideal employer and employee relationship is where the employee's rights given by the employer are not biased in favor or benefiting the employer alone, but take care of the employee's welfare like a harmonious family. When, if the benefits provided by the employer are the best and complementary, such as salary, medical benefit, and etc., employee needs Issues such as dissatisfaction with the employer and major conflicts will not arise between the employer and the employees. Therefore, the establishment of a labor union also does not need to be established. In addition, employers should listen to the voice of employees before making a decision. The decision should be a win-win situation that gives benefits to both parties. For organizations that have many employees, establishing a union can also provide benefits to both parties. The idea of establishing a union is not to oppose the employer or to oppose anything they do. Rather, this union is to integrate and maintain the harmony of the employer and employees relationship to ensure that the welfare of the employees is protected and not oppressed by the employer. If the employer does mistreatment and oppression, this union can help the workers to resolve the crisis faced internally before being forwarded to the IR court if the problem cannot be resolved. Is trade union still relevant in 21st century? And discuss. In this 21st century, for me, trade union is still relevant. Either the employers or employees to get involved or establish a union. The original objective of establishing a trade union is not for oppression, but to defend the fate of its members, whether employers or workers' unions. If discrimination, persecution, and oppression occur, recognition by the individual employee is important, where the union is accepted as the rightful representative of his workers and has the right to speak on their behalf and recognition in the starting point for collective bargaining. A trade union can represent either a white-collar worker or a blue-collar worker. To establish a union, its registration must be in accordance with the conditions set by the law. So, this registered union is a legally valid community. Many advantages that members can get by being a member, such as have the right to bargain on matters pertaining to wages, allowances, compensations, benefits, and others. Have the right to take industrial actions such as pickets, strikes, and other actions provided by law. To represent member in the trade dispute. Given the current situation, what are the terms would you like to add in the collective agreement? Collective agreement is an agreement between trade union and employer which related to the terms and conditions of employment. For the IC recognize a CA as a binding and valid document. It must fulfill a certain condition in order to take cognizance. The CA must have the name of parties and duration of the agreement. The procedure for modification and termination procedure to be used to settle any dispute and must exclude the managerial prerogatives. Since I have no experience in joining with any trade union group based on the knowledge that my lecturer had delivered to me and based on my understanding on CB and CA, for me, what is written in the law is sufficient. What change I want, especially improvement in CA, is in terms of salary adjustment. For me, even though the minimum wage set by the government has increased to RM 1,500, it is not enough for some departments and work field. Especially for those who are educated, the minimum wage scale must be in line with the company's profits and capabilities. For me, if the minimum wage level of a company can be matched with the market value in Malaysia, it can defend the fate of the workers, especially those who live in cities where we know now that the cost of living is high. When we take care of workers' rights, indirectly the benefit that the organization can get is the harmony and loyalty of the workers can reduce operational and production costs due to high employee turnover rate. What are the economic consequences of strike action? By executing a strike, it will give big impact in economic consequences. Whilst there are potential benefits from strike, for example, better work morale, lower absenteeism, or improved labor productivity. Strike action also brings about numerous direct and indirect economic costs that can be high depending on duration, number of workers involved, and divisions affected. From an economic point of view, it will definitely be affected in terms of profit and production rate. When production has to stop for a long period of time due to strikes, day-to-day production cannot continue due to lack of manpower. Employees have to bear the cost of large losses. If the number of employees involved is large, in addition, the period of time during which the strike occurred also had an impact on the company's economy. The longer the time, the greater the loss incurred. Therefore, peace must be sought quickly between employer and employees. That's all from me. Thank you for listening to my presentation today. And thank you. Have a nice day, everyone.